case that they made is not a small one. How do I build a product inspired by India? How do I find the right vendors and partners? How do I engage with the local economic development ecosystem, investors and mentors right here in North Texas? How do I raise money? How do I launch my product? How do I figure out how to sell this thing? How do I learn from people who've done this before me? Well, they've made the case for why every one of you should join the U.S.-India Chamber of Commerce, because that is exactly what we do. We are that networking platform that helps to launch companies to the next level, and we've been doing that for over 20 years, and we've taken companies from Dallas to Gujarat to Bangalore to you name it, and we worked with companies large and small. So we've got many success stories, some of which we can't always share because of privacy or confidentiality reasons, but I promise you, this is the place to come. And as we re-envision what YEP can be, young entrepreneurs and professionals, I think that with your input, we can make it the kind of place that meets your needs, our needs as second and third generation Indian Americans. So this is a call to action for every single one of you who is in the room here, as well as every single one of you that is not in the room, who you know that meets the definition of a young entrepreneur and professional that Sunil so nicely laid out for us. But we're delighted to hear the need, and we're ready to meet that call. And we've been meeting that call for more established businesses, but we're ready to help all of you young entrepreneurs and professionals meet that call. And of course, none of that would be possible without the Consulate General of India's support in a lot of the work that we do. But we are that grand central station where you can come and get your train going wherever you need it to go. So with that, please join me in welcoming Consul General Aseem Mahajan back, followed by remarks by our Chairman Sunil Maini, and then we will close out our session. And we ask all of you to stay put because we want to take a lot of pictures with all of you in front of this beautiful background. And then, of course, we have giveaways too. So we'll just be not more than about 5 more minutes before we close out the program. But thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you for humoring me by wearing your badges and the bandanis and the kanjivarams and everything else. So I hope you enjoyed it. But Consul General, back to you.
Well, thank you, Neil. Thank you again for this very enriching discussion. I'm not going to take much of your time. I already mentioned what our initiatives are and what we want to do. But just to comment on a few themes which were touched upon by some of you. Let me tell you, and this I tell many people, that if you leave India at a particular point of time, let's say you left India in 1960 or 1970 or 1980, you slightly get in that time warp and your vision remains the same. You still envision India is just the same when you left it. And then that's how you try to express to your children, to your friends that, this was India. But believe me, because we in Foreign Service, we keep coming out and going back in, and a lot of my classmates are here. In fact, more in United States than in India. When I went to college, many of them came in here. India is changing very rapidly. Some of you mentioned about ease of doing business. I have sensed it year over year over year. States have become very proactive. They are coming here, wooing investors, taking them back home, addressing challenges. And you see the World Bank's ease of business, ease of doing business in India, it is rising very rapidly. And another thing which I want to mention is that I was in Japan, I have been in other places, of course in the World Trade Organization, it was more trade. But people figure out a way to navigate the way to do business. You mentioned data is the new oil. We were in WTO and e-commerce negotiations were there, and you know what is happening on the e-commerce side. There has been a very enriching discussion on what we can do more with you. Let me finally mention that at the consulate, there are a lot of resources. Some of you mentioned about structured resources. We have organizations like Invest India, which have offices in every state in India, and they answer your queries in a time-bound manner. They drill deep into whatever you want. I have seen myself. They give you tailor-made solutions. So please reach out to us. At least explore that and then come to a judgment whether it worked for you or it didn't work for you. You want to connect to any state, tell us. There is a big program on startups which we are excited about, which we have been discussing, and it's almost in the final stages. I just mentioned to you, Mr. Dayakar, and we have had that call of doing more on these award-winning startups with Startup India, mentoring them, pitching them here, and actually giving them an opportunity, because this is the market which can scale up ideas. And every college in India is producing ideas. I wish to also finally, place on record our special thanks to Chairman Mr. Sunil Meni, who really put in a lot of energy in this effort. This YEP or whatever you are calling it, but it really excites us, because this is the kind of people we want to connect with, and the future belongs for them to carry forward. We cannot undermine the importance of culture in our lives. Even if you do a food festival here, even if you do a India festival in Diwali time, you get traditionally dressed, you get a food festival, you get some dancers and all, because these are latent things which become your identities after some time. And I think we really need to invest in that. We are doing with students a program of celebrating the students from different organizations, getting them onto contests, and celebrating what our youth are doing here. Our team is here, our consul Sandeep, Yasmin and Ravi, they are here. You can talk to them. And of course, special thanks to all the team from the chamber who have been working very actively with us. Ms. Susan, Rachel, of course Neil is already known to all of you, but and Anu, who's here. So we really thank them, and we look forward to many more such initiatives. And as the year rolls on, believe me, we have many things to come. And do write to us individually also of what we can do more. Thank you again.
I'll tell you another secret. 10 years ago, I was about 25 years younger. And that time, when I envisioned, or when as a team we envisioned YEP, we wanted YEP to, what was being said here today, exactly do that. Like, I already have a $25 million loan. If you want one, I'll give you the banker's information, who already knows me, and you can also get your loan if you are able to convince him your activities and whatever. So that kind of partnership, you as YEP, for amongst yourselves, by growing each other and growing our sense of achievement, that was the exact goal that we had. And if I will extend that goal, in the very first meeting that we had, I said, now there are 500 of you who make $200,000 each, only. That's $100 million of earnings in 1 year, sitting in one room. And all corporate America, all airline industry, the auto industry, the health industry, the real estate industry, any pharma, anybody you will select will want to come and do business in a room where there's $100 million annual income. And if I grow it over 2-3 years, 300 million, 500 million, now $1 billion in the same 200 people. That is the potential that we were at that time seeing. And we brought in YEP aged, like Neelima, Susan, like that, who will grow YEP into the next. So now, today, 10 years later, when I am the chairman again, and when the CG suggested that I want to make a living bridge between the US and so Neelima is the one who came out with the sprout that, oh, we can do something with young entrepreneurs and professionals who, and there was a note made that we don't even know if India can do manufacturing. India is almost the hub of manufacturing of anything you can think of. Not that US is not. And India is trying to gain a step over China to be able to meet the quality standards that the world has. And that is our potential. 75 years after having been taken $45 trillion from, you are again back to being the 5th largest economy. And I was thinking that we will stop at the 3rd because US, China, India will remain status quo for a long time. But The CG said we will be the second largest economy. India will be. That is, amazing. So why we should promote the US-India trade to grow? Because this is our boat. We have to solidify this boat. This boat will be solidified if it can have trade done at a rate which is beneficial to us. Like China was giving us low rates and we were able to do them. So India is a democracy. It is the largest democracy. US is the oldest democracy. Democracies should grow democracies. India has shown that it can handle the pandemic just like that. Sure, there are resurgences and all, but that's happening in the US also. If we are able to do our little bit to solidify America, this is our homeland, and this is where we are from, where we are, which has grown us. And we are eternally grateful for where we are, from where we came from, to what we have achieved today. The US-India Chamber of Commerce was created in 1999 for the very purpose of growing the trade between India and certifying the benefits that the US has from us being over here. And it is the 75th year of what I would say, what Sanjeev Khanna taught me to say, that we were always independent. We just got our the ability to run the own country ourselves 75 years ago. And so it is called the Independence Day. It's Amrit Mahotsav for us. That means it's eternal now. So we will not, they will not make the same mistakes they made before that. So, but that was the reason for YEP and the chamber. And please join the chamber for your own growth and for the chamber's growth and for the growth of DFW and the US, and also if that can also help India, same very good. So as we celebrate the India 75th, it brings me great pleasure and pride to see this reality come true as a second and third generation Indian American. At the last host meeting that we had, Ambika was mentioning that there will be things that will happen 2 generations from now. We have to, as this generation, start planning for when the distance between India and the culture of the second, third, fourth, fifth generation increases. The distance between this motherland and homeland business expands. We need to think and act on those kind of things now. That is your responsibility, is where I am coming to from. So allow me to now thank, as Neil said also, we hope all of you will here tonight will join us for the next iteration of our YEP program. We, under the leadership of our immediate past chairman, Raj Kalyan Durg, and also Gaurav Shekhar. He's a professor at UTD, and he's maybe 32, 33 years old. A very forward-going, good kid, very nice kid, and for me, he's YEP. None of this, what we have done today, would be possible without our host committee, as they are those YEP. We wish to grow this organization. On behalf of the board, thank you for your leadership and support, and of course, thank you to all the sponsors. I think the sponsors have been scrolling on the screen. Please join me in thanking all of them. On behalf of the chamber, I want to extend my thanks to Crow Museum and their partnership and extraordinary hospitality this evening. Thank you, Ms. Hoffland, Amy. Thank you, Abe. And thank you to our team, Susan, Anu, Rachel. You know, the one question is asked, who sees when their eyes see? And that, who sees when your eyes see. Your eyes are only an instrument of seeing. But there is somebody who else is who's seeing when your eyes see. And for me, sometimes I see Rachel as that who sees when our eyes see. So thank you, Rachel. And thank you, Anu. Thank you very much for, in a very short term that you have been here since. You have added a lot. And thank you for the countless hours Susan and Anu, Rachel, and even Neil have spent on this program. Please join me in thanking them again, one more time just for me. I hope you will enjoy the photo session, which is what I'm in the way of now. Thank you. Bye-bye. Susan will close the...
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil, for all that insight. And for calling me part of YEP. That's really the best part, I think. Thank you. I think I'm shy by a few years. And I want to say a few things, words of thanks to, of course, our panelists, Sean, Ron, Gowrie, Kamini, and Nathan, for inspiring us with your journeys and your stories. I mean, each of you, your unique stories inspires us to embrace who we are, where we came from, and just to be open about opportunities that present themselves. It's not one clear path. There's many things that we can embrace and experience along the way. So thank you for that. And before we close, I have some exciting things to do. We have a drawing. We have 3 wonderful prizes that have been donated today that we're going to draw for. Will you be my Vanna today? Come over here, please. So we have 3 gifts. The first one is a membership, a junior membership to the DMA. Compliments of Miss Gowrie Sharma. Thank you, Gowrie. And the winner is, let's see. This is Ranjan Mishra. Ranjan Mishra.
No, he doesn't want it.
Oh, you don't want it? Oh my goodness.
Junior members.
Oh, okay. Too much art in your life then, huh? Okay. Amy Schachter. Amy. We can actually give this to her later. So, yes. You must be present to earn it. Okay, is that how we're playing it today?
Okay. I agree too.
That's Jane.
So, are we going one more?
One more. You know what? Before we go, I do want to recognize Janie. I know you've already stood up, but you know what? We want to thank you for coming. I know this was a late evening, and you're probably tired, but we appreciate you being represented here, and it means a lot to us that you're here. So thank you. Well. Okay.
All right.
And the next prize is also a membership to the Crow Museum. Carolyn just told me that it's also a free membership as well as a guided tour, right, Carolyn? Guided by Miss Carolyn Kim? Oh, Amy Hoffland. Oh my. Okay, and the winner is, let's see, Sarmita. What? Yay! Yes. Oh, okay.
All right, so let's go
Okay,
with
do
this
it.
one.
Okay, let's see. George Handley. George, are you here? He left too? Oh, they should have stayed for the best. Okay.
Okay, this one.
All right. You're so wrong. You won. She's so funny. She's like, there's a little cheating involved, but okay. She's like, board members get it, don't they? Oops,
Yes, they
do you
do.
mind? Okay, well, congratulations, Neil. There we go. Hold on to these. These 2. These are the ones. Well, that's questionable, but I guess today we're letting her win. And then, of course, we have this lovely gift basket donated by Miss Kamini Mamdani from chai.com. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, and drum roll. I need to draw a name, please. And the winner is Jay Pujara. Jay, are you here? Oh, wonderful. Congratulations. Great. Congratulations to the lucky winners. We hope you guys enjoy them. And I want to just say a few words of thanks to all the people that made this possible. Special thanks goes out to all our sponsors, host committees, and board members that gave financial support. Mr. Sunil Maini, CPA, PC. He's our illustrious chairman right here. Mr. Ashok and Monica Mago. Ms. Neeti Ketan with Black Box. Neil Ganaguntla and Pramod Vamalapalli. Raj Kalyandur with Merrill Lynch and his lovely wife Hema. Harsh Agarwal and Jill Spyman. Amy Hoffland with the Crow Museum of Asian Art of UT Dallas. Dayakar Pushkar with Dallas Venture Capital. Ambika and Ramesh Cheruvu with the Unlimited Potential Show. Kamini Mamdani with Chai.com. And Gauri Sharma with the Dallas Museum of Art. To our partners, the Consulate General of India in Houston, thank you for giving us the event meaning, substance, and purpose. To our moderator and panelists, thank you all for joining us today. Nathan, you flew all the way from New York to be here, and I cannot tell you how grateful we are. And just know that we are forever in your mercy. We are your friends. So we're not far from you. Whenever you need us, we're here for you. So we already gave you the gifts, and just know that the gifts are from the Ready Vineyard. It's an American Indian-owned vineyard, and you've probably been drinking some of the wine here in the bar earlier, so enjoy responsibly. Yes. And of course, to Amy Hoffland and Abe Carrillo from the Crow Museum of Asian Art of UT Dallas, thank you again for providing us this beautiful venue. I don't think we could have picked a better place. Oh, well, don't say any time, because you may regret that. And of course, to Ms. Neil Ganaguntla, past president, board member, and event chair. Now, your fingerprints all over this event, and that's what makes it so wonderful. Thank you, Neil. Thank you for your leadership in driving this initiative and your relentless pursuit of perfection, and I do mean perfection. And of course, I echo Sunil's sentiments in thanking our staff, Ms. Rachel Dupin and Ms. Anu Benakadi. These girls are amazing. They have worked so tirelessly and diligently in making sure that everything is up to par to make sure that you all have a wonderful experience. And did you have a wonderful experience? Did you guys enjoy? Wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that.